What's going on, everybody? How you doing, my peoples? Today we're going to talk about building the ultimate sleeper. This is going to be just a few upgrades that are probably going to cost you under $50. We're going to keep track of this. You do these upgrades to your brand new stock TM high Capa, and you'll pretty much be able to keep up with these big guys out here, these big boys with these $1,000 high-end high Capas. And at the end of the game, when they come up to you and say, hey, what do you got into that thing? And you can say pretty much, it's just stock, man. So, other than the Sanctus Customs outer barrels in here, these are pretty much stock guns. I will take these apart. These are my rental guns, my rental high Capas. I do rent these out. They come with adapters, tanks, lines, regulators, everything you need. All you do is supply the BBs and the magazines. I've been using this one myself recently, just to show that you can use a stock gun and keep up. Doesn't really matter about your gun, it's more about your skill level. So we'll start with the guide rod and guide plug. This is an upgrade, Airsoft Masterpiece. Now the spring is still the stock spring, we don't need to upgrade that at all. The guide rod is upgraded. This is, I can't remember the brand on this one, but this is one of those two-piece screw together. It's not Airsoft Masterpiece. It was one of the cheaper knockoff ones, but it did happen to work. I do have a buffer kit, so I have buffer, metal washer, buffer, metal washer, and then a plastic washer. So this is like the maximum recoil that I can fit in here and still fit this into the gun. So next up, I'm going to go to the hop-up unit. And I do have an upgraded barrel. Now you don't need an upgraded barrel. This is a Mapleleaf. But if you want to upgrade the barrel, go ahead. However, I do recommend doing the bucking. Stock barrel is okay for now. Really, you're not going to get much of a upgrade, or I'd say an increase, maybe 10 FPS, maybe a little bit of accuracy, but this is not necessary. Definitely, though, do the bucking. This is a blue, light blue Mapleleaf. Decepticon, I believe. And you can go with the Decepticon or the Autobot depending on whether you want range or accuracy. This is the only upgrade that I'm using that's noticeable, sticks out besides being a sleeper build. The only reason is for the threads, so I can use a tracer unit. Now to the inside, nothing. This is all stock. To the back, we do have a hammer protection pad. That's the only other upgrade to the slide here. Now onto the lower, that's it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Do have a little bit of a paint job here, but this thing is completely stock. I probably have switched a couple of parts out in here just because this is a rental gun, so a lot of people have been using it. But for the most part, this one I've had to switch out 2 hammers on already, so this is the 3rd hammer on this gun. I paid $100 for this. It is an Extreme 45, but I converted it. I have blowback units for days and parts for days, so I switched out the blowback unit, the sear, and the disconnector. That's all I had to do. This went back to full or this went back to semi-auto, and then we were good to go out on the field. Now, let me slide this out the way real quick, and then I'll take this one apart for you. So we have the Sanctus Customs outer barrel. That's just for tracer unit use. This one's going to be a little bit different inside. This one we have the other one we have the stock hop-up unit still. So we haven't changed any of that at all. This one inside, we do have a stock guide plug. I think I gave the one that was in here. I would normally switch this to an upgraded one, Airsoft Masterpiece, but I think I took the one out of here and gave it to somebody at the field because they needed it. And then I just put the stock one back in there for now. This is a 5.1 spring. There's no reason to upgrade to some crazy thing. Keep the stock spring because this is a stock build still. Alright. Then we got the buffers, of course. And we do have a stock 4.3 guide rod. No need to change that really because we're not putting any undue stress on this with higher, 120, 130, 40% springs. I'm just using the stock spring. That's enough. That's all we need. So we got 2 buffers. I am using the yellow ones, metal yellow metal. Sometimes I do like to put that plastic one in front, so I might add that one. Yeah, I'll probably just add that one later. Alright, onto the internals here. We have a Mapleleaf hop-up unit, and we have a stock TM bucking. This is a 5.1 barrel, so we've got a WeTech 5.1 barrel in the 4.3 build, and that's normally what I do. I always put 5.1 barrels in the 4.3 builds. There's no reason why you can't stretch it out a little bit. When you do put like the barrel adapter on there or your tracer unit, then you got a little bit of extra room. You can run a 5.1 out of your 4.3, no problem. Just run a stock one, you know, if that's all you got, just run a stock one. You've got a stock blowback unit. Like I said, I switched out the 45 Extreme Full Auto one for just a stock TM. Stock nozzle, which I took the nozzle spring out of here and gave that to somebody last weekend, so I got to replace the nozzle spring in there. And then of course, a hammer protection pad. That's it. The lower, like I say, is just I've replaced the hammer a couple of times, maybe the sear, just from people out there renting my gun and beating the heck out of it and bringing it back and saying it doesn't work. And yeah, hammer was wore down, so out there full autoing with my rental guns. Well, so that's all you need to do, guys, really. Just get yourself some buffers, get a lighter guide plug, keep your stock recoil spring, or upgrade if you're going for a 4.3, upgrade to a 5.1. And that's pretty much it. Get you a hammer protection pad. Oh, one other thing. If you can get a gold match or get a hold of a gold match rear sight, then switch this out. Switch this rear sight to a gold match rear sight, or you could switch it to an aftermarket one if you want to just lighten this up too. But I've been running these rental guns for a while now. Like I say, they've been getting some abuse. This was not the original slide. This is the second slide, plastic slide that I put on here, but I got plastic slides for freaking weeks, man. So, and then the 4.3, this is still the original 4.3 slide that came when I bought the gun from Troy. And it's been holding up, man. These guns have been holding up really good for just stock guns, and I've been putting some abuse on them, and so have the guys at the field when they try them out. And of course, you know, once you try out a high Capa, you never go back, right? That's it for now, guys. Don't forget to play with honor. Go fast.